It's like, what am I in the mood for? I have so many options. It's almost like decision fatigue before I even start. If I use pencil, I'm gonna want to erase, so maybe I should just use pen. Nice and thin. So we're here today in Dufton, and I just really wanted to sketch some cool buildings. We found this tower, so yeah, I'm just gonna start sketching and see where it takes me. And today I might just use markers. There's a threat of rain. When I'm doing big towers like this, I find it's helpful to think about it in cubes. So if I measure how wide it is, and I can compare that to how tall it is. So it's this wide and it's this many of those tall. I don't know if that makes sense, but I can also find the angles a little bit easier when I break it down like that. And then also the placement of windows and details are all based on each of these cubes. Now we'll do sometimes I make these little like dot, and I use it as a reference to, instead of drawing like a whole outline of the whole cube of, I'll just use the little dots at strategic points, and it reminds me, okay, there's gonna be a little convergence there, or a window, or something. It's like a metal feature. The shadow. When I returned to the studio with my field studies, first of all, I let out a sigh of relief that I'm in my cozy office chair without wind or rain destroying my paper. Then I get to work. The first thing I do is critique the accuracy of my sketches. I look for clear mistakes in perspective or scale and areas I could improve in the next iteration. Since I'm currently focused on improving my accuracy, my usual approach of being very loose and expressive isn't going to cut it here. I'm not a stranger to drawing architecture, but I don't do it very often anymore. And the longer I go between practicing it, the longer it takes me to regain some of my accuracy and attention to detail. It's kind of like exercising. You have to keep doing it, otherwise you lose some of your strength. In the past, I've done big commissions like this temple that took days upon days. I would agonize over every single line and brushstroke, and by the time it was done, I never wanted to draw another building. And yet, here we are. I keep returning to buildings precisely because of their challenge. I love the intricacy of architecture, and my goal is to find a way to bridge that accuracy with my expression. Most of my work over the years has evolved from a desire to bridge the worlds of reality and fantasy, and architecture in the natural environment is a fun way to do that. The buildings provide an inherent link for the viewer to place themselves in the painting and contemplate it in a new way. There are moments during a drawing when things are not going well. Maybe there's an odd angle that I just can't figure out. Maybe I'm unable to see how certain shapes relate to each other. In those moments, I fight against the frustration of my current limitations because I know that I will learn more by finishing and having something to critique and learn from rather than give up because it's hard. I already know that with enough repetition, I can learn to draw anything. So it's all about the steps in between, doing the work over and over. I know what it's like to struggle with feeling like a failure because the drawing isn't good enough, but it's all about mindset, knowing you can do it because you can, because anyone can. Countless artists before you started with no skill and learned the skill. Drawing is a cycle of mistakes, learning from it, and doing better next time. I actually find that cycle kind of addictive. There are always rewards to be found in each drawing. Part of the reason I enjoy drawing on location more than from reference photos is because it helps me feel a connection to what I'm drawing. That connection gives me more meaning and purpose. It's been fun to drive around the Highlands and explore these old buildings and learn about their history. Although I'm still drawn to landscapes in a much bigger way, it's fun to change things up once in a while, and in this case, focus my attention on something different. Growing my skills in this way is going to be good for my work. The meaning will reveal itself in time. For now, I'm enjoying the journey. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed reading your comments from the last video. It seems like quite a few of you are really into urban sketching, and I can really see why. It's a fun way to spend time. But that's all for now. I'll see you again next week. Take care.